incredibly important in these times that we have each other's back. As your Democratic Party chair, I came here to say to you, postal workers, federal workers, workers, we have your back.
Thank you, Sister Solis. As she mentioned, Wells Fargo's. Well, let me tell you about Wells Fargo's. They're spending a lot of money on destroying the Postal Service so they can take over parts of the Postal Service. So if you do happen to bank at Wells Fargo's, go somewhere else. Just go somewhere else. All right. Now, I'm going to introduce a young man, Vice President of Branch 421, Esteban Ramirez. He's a fighter and he's a crier, but he's one tough cookie. So we're going to bring him up here and let him say his piece because he's pissed off himself.
Hello, everybody. I'm glad to see a nice turnout here. A lot of my brothers and sisters. It's amazing to see this. Like I said, there's a lot of different unions here, and we're going to stand together. We're going to fight. We're not going to go down without a fight, and this is what we need to do. We need to show them we got the numbers, all right? So Elon Musk, he doesn't have any business in dismantling the People's Postal Service. He was elected. He was not elected. He was selected. Can I get a hell no? One more time. One more time. Here we go. We're not the illegals. Elon Musk is the illegal. And he wants to dismantle the People's Postal Service. Can I get a hell no? One more time. I can't hear you. All right, thank you guys. Trump is trash, by the way.
I told y'all the carriers are madder than hell. John Courage is a city councilman. He's here to speak on behalf of the letter carriers and how he feels about it. Hopefully he's pissed off about it too. Come on up, everybody.
Thank you. You know, it's interesting. We've been talking about veterans. I've served our country as a veteran. We've been talking about teachers uniting with all of you. I was a teacher. We're talking now about all of you as postal workers. You know, I did seasonal work at GMF, postal work with you. So I understand what you're facing in the challenge from Washington, trying to destroy the middle class, the working class in this country. And we're not going to stand for it, right? What do we say? Your city council stands with you. Your municipal government will stand with you. Already we're doing what we can for federal workers who are being fired to say the city of San Antonio will stand with you. Hopefully we can end these firings, but the best way to do that is to make sure we all get out, call our congressmen, call our senators, send them notes, send them letters, and make sure the next election that we and every member in our family and everybody we know votes for Democrats, not for Republicans, so that we can change the direction of this country. Thank you.
All right. My next brother I want to introduce, I've known him quite a while. He's a good leader for his union and a great leader for the AFL-CIO San Antonio. His name is Geronimo Guerra, president of the Central Labor Council here in San Antonio. Would you come up here, brother?
Good afternoon, Union family. My name is Geronimo Guerra. I'm a proud CWA member and the president of San Antonio Central Labor Council here in San Antonio, Texas. In this crowd, we have some CLC members as well, some E-Board members. If you can, raise your hand. Marigela, Dan, I see Alejandro out there. Where's that? We got a brother from the fire department out there as well. Javier Patlan. We also have our vice president out there, She's one of the presidents of one of the largest unions here in San Antonio, the Texas Federations of Teachers, AFT, Alejandra Lopez. As everyone knows, this administration is attacking our veterans, our federal workers, our U.S. postal workers, public education, and our teachers, all labor workers. It's pretty on point to say nobody's safe right now. Union families, this is not a joke or fake news. The unions are under attack. However, I don't think this administration knows that an attack on one is an attack on all unions. And what they don't know is when unions stand united, we cannot be divided. Let's say it again. When unions stand united, we can't be divided. Again, when unions stand united, we can't be divided. It's going to take peaceful actions like these for our voices to be heard. We need our political leaders to hear our voices and not run away from their town hall meetings. We need to hit these streets just like this because the unions are under attack, and when the unions are under attack, we fight back. Unions are under attack, we fight back. When unions are under attack, we fight back. When letter carriers are under attack, we fight back. When teachers are under attack, we fight back. When CWA is under attack, we fight back. When all workers are under attack, we fight back. We need to keep holding this administration accountable because, again, our union family is under attack. An attack on one is an attack on y'all. I want to thank Brother Homer for inviting me to speak, and thank you for being y'all's great leader at the Postal Service. Thanks a lot. In unity, God bless.
All right. I don't know what he was on, but he was kind of exciting. Appreciate you there, brother. All right. The next individual I have, it is my pleasure, my brother, and a longtime friend that started me up on this business, and I hated him for that, and still hate him for that, but I love him even more since I got educated by him and his family. And that's my brother, Congressman Cito Rodriguez.
Good afternoon. Homer Hernandez, we thank you for what you've done today, along with everybody who's here. Nothing happens by accident. People have been working behind doing what it needs to take place in order for this to occur. Just keep that in mind. Homer Hernandez, and to the world you may be just one person, but to one person you are the world. Thank you very much. I also want to take this opportunity to talk a little bit about the history of the post office. And before I do that, we have a long struggle in the next, I will tell you, over the next decade. If we want to make a difference, we're going to have to be able to pull it together next year and take the House and the Senate. And then in 2 years, that's 2026. In 2028, we got to take the presidency. Because by 2030, if we don't have at least that, redistricting occurs again. From someone who was redistricted 5 times in my congressional district, if we don't take the House and redistrict, and we'll be able to have a Justice Department that will be there for us, you can full assured that you're going to have to go to 2040 in order to make it happen. I might not be there because I'm already almost there. But for those young people that are out there, that's what we have at stake. We have a short period that we can turn this thing around. This year, we have one of the candidates of the 26 running for mayor. If you're another candidate, raise your hand out there. If you're another candidate for mayor, raise your hand. That's not a good sign. Thank you, John. The story of the United States Postal Service begins in 1775
a year before this nation was born, when the Continental Congress named Benjamin Franklin the first American Postmaster General because the foundation needed an efficient communication network to forge the nation. Very similar to where we're at now. Our postal system plays a pivotal role in creating and maintaining this nation's democracy. To this day, the post office has been respected for its excellent work, its reliability, and people know their mail items can be secured. More important, your mail will remain private. We take it for granted. What I just said, we take it for granted. And I can assure you that in other nations, that's not the case. Also, our rural areas still need to be subsidized. We started that process some time ago. To this day, the private sector still comes to the post office in order to mail into the rural communities. The for-profit companies continue to use the Postal Service because they know that in rural areas they cannot make a profit. In addition, let me just indicate that the post office is more than just mail delivery. I remind you that the post office system helps register citizens. I was born in Mexico. At the age of 3, I came over. Up to the age of 18, I had to report every year. And I went to the post office to report. During Vietnam, I had to go for the selective service also at the post office. It also surveys vacant homes for the Federal Housing Administration. It also reports carrier routes, mileage data to the Bureau of Public Records. They continue to provide non-postal services to customers for other governmental entities, such as, for example, accepting passport applications for this country. When you want to get your passport, that's one of the places you need to go. They also are selling migratory bird stamps for the U.S. Fish and Wildlife. They also distribute veterans burial flags for our veterans, which I want to also at this point just indicate to each of the veterans that are here. As a former member of the United States Congress and member of the Armed Services Committee, as well as the Homeland Security, and in behalf of a grateful nation, to all the veterans that are here, we thank you for your service. In addition to that, they also provide, as I indicated, the selective service system opportunity. In case of another war, that's where they go to make sure we have the troops. While the post office is once again subjected to controversy and they're pushing to try to do away with it, they want to privatize it. And I can tell you, they just want to get the money. They're not going to service those same people that might have voted for Trump in the rural communities. They're not, because that's too costly for private sector. So what they're going to do is try to privatize it, get that money, and instead they're going to use it for tax cuts for the most wealthy of this nation. I want to share a little quote, from Christopher Shaw. Christopher Shaw wrote a book, and it's called Preserving the People's Post Office in its impact on our democracy. And I quote, "The Postal Service is an institution that reaches every American on a regular basis. It is not discriminatory. All Americans are entitled to receive the same service. It is irrelevant whether they are rich or poor, rural or urban, black or white, young or old. All Americans are equal under the eyes of the Postal Service." We believe that the Postal Service helps bind the nation, not just the delivery of the mail, but doing those things that are needed for the entire country. The one government institution that touches all Americans more than any other affirms our nation's democracy aspirations by serving everyone equally. It is not now up to all of us to fight to keep it going. It's up to us, and it's up to you. We must choose. One of the oldest stories in the Bible, it's so simple, yet it's the most profound. It's a story about Cain and Abel. When Cain asked the Lord, "Am I my brother's keeper?" And Martin Luther King responded very appropriately, and all of you that hear are also responding. Martin Luther King said, "Life's most persistent and urgent question is, what are you doing for others? What are you doing for others?" So I ask you to continue to get involved, for the price of indifference is great, and the path for making that difference is not easy, but together I know we can make a difference. Thank you. And now, for the last, I gotta leave you with a joke. John Courage, I've known him for a long time, and Homer, I've known him for a long time, and Alva was also there. We went to play golf. I'm not going to mention who it was, and if you heard my joke, bear with me. One of us hit that ball, and it hit an end bend, and all of those ants were around that ball. And that person swung at the ball and missed the ball, but killed a whole bunch of thousands of ants. And you could see them like fire ants just running all over the place. The second time around, the person went up there, swung at the ball, and again they missed the ball and killed millions of ants. By this time, one of the little ants told the others, "It's apparent to me that if we're going to survive this, we need to get on the ball. So let's all get on the ball."
I'm ready to go there. Cyril, it was nice seeing you again today. It's been a long while, so thank you for coming out here and supporting the letter carriers. Now, I do want to say, I want everybody out here to pick up them beautiful flags y'all have, them signs, and rally them up, because Ernest Gonzalez, our media guy, is out there taking pictures, and he doesn't want to show everybody asleep. So please, stand up and do some yelling. I'm going to say something before I hand it over to another brother. I'm very disappointed. I'm very upset with 3 morons up there in Washington and one big traitor to Joy for trying to hand off the Postal Service to 2 idiots, Elon Musk and President Donald Trump. Have no idea what they're going to do with the Postal Service. All they're thinking about is money. All right? And when they think about money, they don't think about us. So what do we say to them 3 morons? Hell no! What? Hell no! What? Hell no! That's what I say. Hell no to them 3 morons. Brother Tony Boyd, ex-president of the NLC, is here to put his 2 cents because he says he's upset himself.
Good afternoon, brothers and sisters and supporters of the Postal Service. Thanks to the mayor and the congressman for all coming out and the city council. We've been through this before. In 2017, when the current occupant of the White House was in that position, in 2017, I had the duty to fight this, along with our other union members in the Postal Service, the other unions around the city, and all around the country, and all our American supporters all over the country. And good news, we beat them then, and we're going to beat them now. Yeah! We said hell no then, and we're going to say hell no now. What we have to do is what the sister said earlier, and Congressman Cuellar. We have to make noise at every level. Every individual has to get involved. Whether you are in the Postal Service or out, we have to reach out to our congressmen, and we have to vote But we have to continue to make noise until these people get the point. No stopping, keep moving, keep pushing. That's what we have to do. The great poet Maya Angelou said a long time ago, when people show you who they are, believe them. Now, this current occupant of the White House, I'm not like some of these other folks. I'll be damned if I'm gonna say his name. Okay, we showed them then who we were. And we're gonna show them who we are now. So let's continue to fight, let's keep pushing, and let's fight like hell.
I think I have two more. Then it's a Texas State AFL-CIO, Marinela. Would you come up here?
All right, everybody, thank you for being here today on a Sunday afternoon. What a great day to be here. U.S. Post Office Federal Building. I worked on the 4th floor here, and my agency is going to be shut down. There are 75 agencies that have a footprint here in Bexar County, and we're just one of them. And we do not want to see the Postal Service, the letter carriers, or the APWU folks go down. So thank you for being here and showing up. But my dear sister with the Bexar County Democratic Party, I serve as precinct chair. And one of the things that we do is we promote vote by mail. And we wouldn't have it if it wasn't for letter carriers, if it wasn't for the postal workers. So let me tell you what, if the post office goes away, those persons who are most vulnerable are going to lose their ability to vote. I'm talking about persons with disabilities, persons that have all sorts of other health issues that cannot give them availability to get to the post office in person to vote. We have measures now in place, thanks to our postal workers, to be able to vote by mail. And even today, they're still trying to push back on that. So, I know you've been here a long time. I don't want to give you a super big suntan, but hey, it's great. I want to tell you thank you for being here. And once again, remember, what do we tell this administration? What do we tell Elon Musk? What do we tell Trump? We tell them, hell no! What do we say? Can't hear you! Thank you all very much.
Well, I can't say much. I can't get no darker than what I am. But I am a bit tired. It takes a lot of work to put a rally together and get great people out here. So I want to thank those that helped me out, which is all the letter carriers that are out here, Ernie Gonzalez for doing the media, all the judges and congressmen that came out here, all the unions, APWU, the firefighters, CWA, teachers. I want to thank y'all for supporting the letter carriers, and for the public. The public is the heart of the Postal Service. So we thank the public. Thank you, public. Stand with us. We're going to continue fighting as letter carriers. And it is my privilege to say thank you to the young letter carriers that are out here participating, because I'm getting old and we need you young folks to get back up here and start doing what we're doing. So I'm going to introduce the last person as a speaker, a fighter, has been pushing the letter carriers issues for years, has been supporting the letter carriers for years, and just won't stay at home no matter what. And that's your brother, Dan Torres. Come up here, Brad. He's a letter carrier too.
No, I'm not going to stay at home. Not when this is so important. Not only to me, but to every postal employee and to the American public. My name is Dan Torres, and I'm Director of Retirees for the Alamo Branch 421. I'd like to thank you all for being here today, and I'd like to thank Homer Hernandez for organizing this great event. Back in 2018, Homer was a trustee for the Alamo Branch, and he organized a rally called U.S. Mail Not for Sale. I know many of you were here then, along with some of the congressmen that were here. You should all remember who was president of the USA back then. The same pendejo sitting in the White House now and destroying democracy in our country. He was attacking the Postal Service then and is attacking us now. What do we have to say? Hell no! Every day, 200,000 letter carriers deliver 360,000 pieces of mail and packages to nearly 169 million delivery points across the country. USPS is the heart of a $1.92 trillion mailing industry. No private shipper guarantees universal service except for the Postal Service. And without the work of the Postal Service, 51.5 million households and businesses in rural areas would have no guaranteed delivery. Moving the USPS to the Commerce Department, as Trump has suggested, would jeopardize the jobs of 640,000 postal employees, 73,000 of whom are veterans. What do we say? Hell no! The USPS is older than our country, and it is enshrined in the Constitution. The Postal Service was created to be a public service for the public good, and it is funded by postage and stamp sales, not taxpayer money. The public year after year ranks the Postal Service as one of the most trusted government agencies. Yes, Americans should see that these actions are a direct attack on postal employees, on our universal service, and on every citizen who relies on the Postal Service for everything from cards and letters to family and friends, financial information, and needed medications and packages. Trump's actions are unconstitutional and illegal. What do we say? Hell no! So what do we say? Hell no! I can't hear you. Hell no! Thank you all for being here today.
All right, Dan, go sit over there. I've known Dan for 22 years, man. We became brothers. Union brothers. But actually brothers, so I got to take care of him. So he's doing a fine job. He didn't want to stay home. I told him to stay home, but he did a great job. Look, everybody, all we have to do is continue fighting for our jobs. Those that don't believe in fighting, like I've always said, the more bodies, the stronger message we send. And if you believe that 5 bodies are going to support and help your job, and you're going to sit at home and watch TV and play video games, you might as well start looking for a job at Walmart as a greeter. We must stand together as union brothers and sisters, whether you like my decisions or not. And we don't have to worry about other people. Brothers, sisters, let me tell you, that was a good example. Get rid of the unions. Well, let me tell you, you get rid of the unions, you get rid of good paying jobs. You get rid of great medical insurance. You get rid of great retirements. And then we'll be waiting for someone to throw us a piece of bread and allowing us when to speak and allowing us what we can have. And if you've been living that life, you're gonna be okay. But I haven't. So I say hell to that shit. Hell no. Hell no to that. All right, guys, so I would like to have everybody up top of these steps up here and take a great big picture, a group picture of all of y'all here in support of the San Antonio Postal Service, if you don't mind standing up here. Everybody, come on up here, raise your flags, your signs. Where's Ernie? Ernie, I want you in the picture too, so you take the first one. Right here. Right here. Right here. All right, everybody. Everyone up together. How about y'all? Raise their flags for America.
Panoramic, just repeat. Where's Ernest?
Who's taking the picture? Oh, I can't breathe. Come on, Ernie. Is that Rigo holding the American flag up? There you go, Rigo!